How's it going? Welcome to a very bright and non-windy North Queensferry. You can see North Queensferry. It's a bit of a mainstay location for me because it's not far away from home, and I'm doing actually a recce. Those of you that watch the channel a lot, you know that I work on a lot of TV shows, and recently I've been working on institution style TV shows, you know, ones that have been mainstays for UK TV for a long time. I was working on Countryfile last year, which was great. This year I'm working on a Scottish institution. I don't think it's UK wide, although you can watch it on BBC iPlayer. Is the Beechgrove Garden. It's been around for years. I mean, it's certainly been around for as long as I've been alive. So as far as I'm led to believe, it's over 50 years old. And because my grandparents used to watch it. And it might not be to everybody's liking, because as soon as you say it, you know, it's a gardening show at the end of the day. But it's garnered more support from a younger generation because of lockdown, and they're trying to make it a bit more appealing visually, as opposed to you know, gardening being that sort of synonymous with old people, which is not, because it's quite cool actually. A lot of people take a lot of pride in their gardens. Anyway, I get to direct my my maiden show tomorrow actually, and I'm going to be shooting down here. And on the east coast of Scotland, here in Fife. So I get to do it on my home turf as well, which is quite exciting. North Queensferry, I mean that's South Queensferry over there. It makes sense because that's north. That's, you go up Scotland and you go down Scotland that way, and you'll hit the border in England. But over the other side, there's a see, you can see it, there's a pier here. There's a pier over the other side. And back in the day, before these bridges were built, I mean, we're going way back in the day. It was when Queen Margaret was on the throne. North Queensferry is more famous for a pilgrimage more than anything else. The ferry was put in place to help pilgrims get across the river, because North Queensferry marks the start of the St Andrew's pilgrimage. So if you're a God-fearing type, then there would have been a time where people would have come here to walk in the footsteps of pilgrims, to go from here to St Andrew's, where allegedly the bones of St Andrew are buried. And being a disciple of Christ, a lot of these people would want to walk from here to there. I don't know why, because as far as I'm led to believe, St Andrew never actually made it to the shores of Scotland, albeit alive, if his bones are in St Andrews. Yeah, but anyway, people used to come across here on the boat, and they would start this pilgrimage, and they'd walk all the way up through Fife, not round the coast because that would take longer. It kind of goes from here, and you kind of tack up through Methil and Glenrothes and up that way, and you eventually get to St Andrews. Anyway, the other reason I'm here is that I got this. Don't know how well you'll see this. This is the Panasonic LUMIX BGH1, the cube camera. And I'm filming this today. I'm filming the vlog today on my GH5. I'm not using my FX6 just now because I'm going to be using that for my shoot tomorrow. So that's otherwise rigged up just now for other use. So, but the other reason for using the GH5 is that the LUMIX BGH1 effectively has the same sensor readout as the GH5S, which I know this is not it, but they're effectively, this is just like a souped up version of this, and on the way to becoming an S1H. I mean, if you're a GH5 user or a GH5S user, then you'll know how good the camera is and what it can do. This camera shoots 422 10-bit internally at 4K 60, so that is some power right there. I mean, that's okay. It's not got like the I think it's not 14 stops of dynamic range like some on full frame sensors, but I'm pretty sure it's around about 12, and it's a great camera. I just don't know why people aren't talking about it.
started to feel covered in chaos. And it was somewhere then. Don't look at me.
Anyway, this isn't a review, this is just me saying this camera's awesome, you should go and check it out and have a look at it and seriously consider it for your work. It's no good to a YouTuber, it's absolutely no good to a YouTuber. That's not to say a YouTuber couldn't use it. You totally could. You could put it on a GorillaPod, you could put a monitor on it, and you could still use it exactly the same way. You'd need to set up all the quick menus and buttons on the front in order for your exposures and things like that, but other than that, I don't think it's going to work. Anyway, so it's just a quick video because I've got to go home again and get all my kit ready for tomorrow and charge batteries and all the kind of usual. But I'm going to shoot some B-roll with this. I'm going to test it out. But I mean, it is a great little camera. I mean, look at it. I mean, it's okay. The battery that I've put on it's one of the bigger. The sort of longer lasting batteries, which is good though, and this isn't my lens. I probably wouldn't use this ordinarily, but this is a 14 to 140 at 3.5 at its max, which is stabilised as well. I mean, it's a micro four thirds system, that's why I was saying it's like a GH5S or GH5, but don't let the snobs put you off. Micro four thirds is still an awesome system. And unless you're operating in low light, I don't see what the problem is. You do have to have a monitor on it, otherwise you'll not be able to see what you're doing. You wouldn't be able to expose for anything. But I mean, it's super light, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a very interesting little camera. I'm really taken with the fact that, I mean, I'm saying it's not for YouTubers, but I wouldn't use it in a capacity that I would use. I wouldn't have any need for having more than one of those cameras to set up in an office, because I don't do that kind of filming. Well, what it does do though is that it allows me to have a camera similar to this, but I could put that on a gimbal, because I don't need the monitor attached to the camera for the gimbal. That can attach to the gimbal itself, and I've got a very light setup for my gimbal, and then I can use my GH5 as well. So it's a good complement, the two, and probably more of a complement if I got one of those and a GH5, which I have. But then I've always been considered getting a GH5S, but it's $6.50 a dozen nowadays. I mean, that's much the same price. So I'm shooting TV tomorrow. You know why I'm doing it, you know where I'm doing it. I'm going to be shooting on my FX6. So it gets its first proper commercial outing tomorrow, so I'll be able to chat about that on another video. And yeah, BGH1 Panasonic LUMIX, great little camera. I'll talk a bit more about that. And show you some of the footage that I managed to get out of it. Thanks very much for all the new subscribers that have joined the channel. Great to have you here. I've nipped over 1,000 subscribers now, so that's awesome. Thank you for all the comments, even the snidey remark ones. I'm okay with that. And I will see you all on the next video, whatever that is, because we all know I'm not nearly that prepared. So whatever it is, I'm sure it will involve some sort of epic footage of what I've been up to over the next couple of days. So I'll speak to you all then, and stay safe.